What's happening, guys? Oh, Lordy mercy. Not doing a whole lot today. Just thought I would hang out with you for a few minutes. I tried to get on here a few minutes earlier than usual. So, maybe we can chat, hang out. I hope everybody's doing well today. I really do. It is Thursday, September 15th. It is 12:47 Eastern Standard Time as of right now. So let me see if I can get my chat box opened up. And right now it's not showing it, so we'll try it in a minute. We'll try it in a minute. Yeah, this guitar I'm playing right here is my Flying V. And my wife got this for me a long time ago. Got it out of a pawn shop, right down the road in town here. I saw it in the pawn shop some years back. I thought it was pretty cool. I've always wanted a Flying V, but I didn't realize how uncomfortable they could be to play because of course, the way it's shaped. You know, I really didn't think about it. Excuse me. Saw this in the pawn shop. It was used. My wife got it for me for a surprise, and I didn't know she was getting it for me. I had no clue, and so I got it, and had it for maybe a week or two, if that long, and it wasn't acting right. It was like I think something was wrong with the pickups where it was connected. So I took it back up there and they fixed it. Okay, so I had it for quite a while after that. And then the Floyd Rose, or really whatever tremolo this is, I don't know if it's yeah, it is a Floyd Rose patent. And I'm sitting there. I never really used the bar, really. I mean, you could tell it's got a locking nut and all that good stuff. But one day I sat there and I said, I'm going to try the bar. I'm going to try to use it. I put the bar on and went to use it. Oh, Lord, we're lagging. What's going on? I don't know what just happened. It just crashed. Are we live now? I just really lagged there really bad for a second. I have no idea what happened. I have no clue what happened, so I'm very sorry. I don't know what happened. program lag really bad. See, when you're live, there's nothing you can do. That's why I don't like going back to these laptops. But since Google changed, I have no choice, you know. Anyway, so I apologize for the lagging on that video. That was awful. I'm sorry. That was just awful. Let's see. Hey, Dave, how you doing, man? Yeah, it's a Red Flying V. It's I was talking about it a minute ago, and my computer just froze up. So I'm not sure what happened. So let me start over. Good morning, everybody. It's about 10 minutes to 1, September 15th, 2016. This Flying V I've had for a long time, and it's my wife. Well, there was a music store in town, and I saw it years ago, and she went and got it for me as a surprise. I had no idea she was going to do that. And but it's kind of, I think it's kind of fishy, because if you look at the headstock, it says Epiphone, and then at the top up there it says Gibson. So I think somebody just stuck that nameplate up there, because that's kind of weird. I don't know, but because the original case I have, it says Epiphone on the case. So anyway, I got the guitar, and I had it for maybe a couple of days, and I noticed it wasn't acting right when you tried to play it. It just wasn't something. I think the pickups weren't wired in it correctly. Took it back up there. They fixed it. Okay. This is where I was in the story for my computer. Freaked out on me. So I started playing it, and I said, you know, it has a Floyd Rose. It's got the locking nut and all that. And I said, well, I'm going to try using the Floyd Rose. I went to go try to use the Floyd Rose, and the darn thing, it broke. Everything just broke in the back. It just came apart. So I went ahead and drilled some holes into it, and just kind of made it I guess what kind of like blocked it off in my own little way. So can't use the Floyd Rose, but you know, it's kind of like a hardtail now, so to speak. So that's what I did. It still plays great. Senator, what's up, man? I sent you an invite, man. I guess you can't do it. I guess you're busy. But yeah, so I don't really play this guitar too much. I mean, I love a Flying V, but I didn't realize how uncomfortable they were to play until I started playing one, or tried to play one. It's like, God almighty, man. But it's all good. Yeah, so anyway, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing it. Had it for a while. I played it a little bit back in the band days when I was playing. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I love it. It sounds great, man. It plays fantastic. It just, that Floyd Rose broke on me, and I went ahead and just had to make my own little homemade stop tailpiece out of it. But it was all right, man. It's okay. I mean, you know, it plays fine to me. Oh, sorry, Senator. I didn't know you were in class, man. Sorry, I didn't know. David Allen Wright says it looks sharp for sure. Playing sounds great. Thank you, David. Thank you, man. I can't really play nothing right now, as I haven't been up long, so my fingers aren't warmed up, and so it's when I'm trying to play something that's going to have some screw ups in it. And it's just the way it is. So, oh Lord. So how are y'all doing today, man? Y'all help carry this broadcast, because I really don't have much planned to say. I took down my podcast yesterday because I was, if anybody watched it, or, a few people watched it, they could tell I was just not into it. I was really aggravated because of the Google Plus thing. So I had to go back to using the laptop, and it's all good. It's just what it is. At least I can still do it. It could be worse where I couldn't do it at all. The podcast, the Hangouts, you know what I'm saying? So it could be worse. So yeah, man. Y'all tell me what y'all up to. David, what you up to, man? What you up to today? Center, I see you in class. Hey, you in class? What you doing on this, watching this Hangout, man? You end up getting in trouble, getting kicked out of class. Man, you ain't supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be studying. Oh, man. Golly. Lord of mercy, man. Haha, he says. Yeah, man. Center says, what's your favorite guitar that you own? Oh, man. I think I did that on the other podcast, but I'll be more than happy to go over it with you again. Center, you get an A for effort. And why? Oh, Lordy. He's gonna throw it on me now. I would say my PV Wolfgang Special and the EV8 Stripe series. Those are my two favorites. And why? Because they're EVH, they're part of Eddie, and I'm a huge Eddie Van Halen fan. So I would say that would be my two favorites. I was going to play the Stripe series, but I did that the other day. So I figured I'd pull out the Flying V here. Hey, wait a minute, Senator. Wasn't you looking? I'm sorry I didn't answer you the other day, man. You have to understand, when it's about 4:30 my time, I'm driving the truck. So if you send me a text message, and I don't respond, that's why. So I'm not ignoring you. But if I'm driving, I really, can't be texting and stuff. So, but you said something about asking me if I played a King V. I think that was, but no, I never have. I mean, this is the only V I own, but I've never done that. So I apologize for not answering you the other day. That's I remember you sending me that. Right now, I remember that. So no, I never have. But those guitars look sweet, man. So that center says, "Wow, you like Eddie? Never knew that." Yeah, man. Yeah. It's Eddie's my big time hero, man. But I like other guitars too. Allman Brothers, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Johnson, Steve Vai. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yngwie Malmsteen, yes, he's awesome, but I don't know. I can only take so much of that. Which I can't play like him, but all that fast stuff he does, I can't take but about two or 3 minutes of that. That's all I can take. I can't take no more of that. Oh man. David Allen Wright says, I'm working around the house today. Got to work out, cut the grass, and looking parts to building an isolated guitar cabinet this weekend. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember you said earlier you were getting that together, man. That should be cool. That should be cool, man, getting that together. I know you're ready to get that started. That's going to be nice, isn't it, man? Yeah, Center says Malmsteen. I need to go to school, too. Malmsteen, and he's falling asleep. Yeah, he's really talented. You know, when he came over here, I got his book, his audio book, and so it's a really good book. Talks about how he submitted to a guitar magazine over here in America, and he was still living over there. I forget where he was living at. I should know that. And I hadn't listened to the book in a while. Anyway, and of course he came over here, and he started with a band that was like they were nobody in L.A. and he got started, and the rest is history. I mean, of course, then he went to Alcatraz, and they weren't getting along with him in Alcatraz because Yngwie has always been known for having an ego. You know, that's what I've always read. Now, I don't know the guy. I don't know. Maybe he's cool now. I don't know. But he wanted to be the man, you know, when he was in Alcatraz, and things just didn't work out because every time he would solo and he would showboat and all this stuff, the singer was getting pissed off. So he was out, and then Steve Vai came in. And then, of course, Yngwie started doing his own thing, and he's been like that ever since. So in the 80s, man, he was huge. And then it just kind of faded out, I guess, just like a lot of other music. But, yeah, he's very talented, don't get me wrong. But it seems like if you hear one Yngwie song, you've heard all of them. You know, it's like there's no soul to it or something. I don't know. It's just kind of bland. Like I say, I can only listen to a couple of minutes of him, and that's it. But David Allen Wright says, check out Steeler. That has playing on it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I have heard of that, but I haven't checked it. But I have heard of that. Center says he has a big ego and is a dick to fans. I've heard the same thing, man. But I've also my son is a big fan of this local band, and they're really popular. I'm surprised they're not signed yet, but I guess it's just, you know, that's not how things work around here. But anyway, the guitar player, excuse me, has met some famous guitarists, and he went to what was that, Berkeley or whatever. All that stuff. Anyway, he said he met Yngwie, that guitar player that my son knows. He says he met Yngwie, and Yngwie was was a dick, just to put it bluntly. You know, so I was like, dude, why you want to be like that to your fans? That's the last thing you want to do, because if it's not for your fans, you know, you're not going to exist. You know, I mean, it's just not going to happen. You know. You need to be cool to your fans, man. Your fans are who got you there. You know, I mean, yes, it took work on your part, but, you know, your fans did the other part. They got you there. Everyone's buying your stuff, supporting you, you know. Let's see. David Allen Wright says, I seen Yngwie in 1983 here in Nashville with Alcatraz for the Sun concert. Oh, man. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's right when Yngwie was about to explode, you know, if not already, but it wasn't long after that he was exploding. Center says, met him with Steve Vai, Nuno, and Zach. All were cool, but him. When was that, Center? When was this? Was this recently, or how long ago was that when you met on? Was that that had to have been recently, because they were doing that big tour, right? I remember reading about that in the magazine. Now, yeah, that was like what, a month or two ago or something. That has to be recently. David Allen Wright says, I saw Crocus, same show in '83. Oh, wow. Cool, man. That's awesome. Oh, my God. Why is my boss man calling me right now on this phone? I don't know why he's calling me. It makes no sense. Yeah, Center says about a month back. Okay. Generation Axe tour. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I remember seeing that now. It's pretty wild. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where they're all getting together and doing that. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, really. Everybody'd be cool except for him. Have you seen, what is it, G3? Was it G3? I don't know which one it was. It's one with Yngwie on it. And I can't remember if it's G3 Live from Denver or I want to say that's what it is, but it's got Satriani and Steve Vai, it's got Yngwie, and I've got it over there with my other DVDs. But what's funny is at the end of the show, it kind of shows like some behind the scenes stuff, and it shows Joe Satriani and Steve Vai are in the back dressing room back there talking, chit chatting, and here comes Yngwie with his leather suit on and his chains and all that. He walks in and goes, hello, gentlemen. Would you like to go out to get a bottle of wine? That's probably the worst Yngwie impression anybody's ever done. But anyway, he asked if they want to go out and party and drink. And Joe Satriani looks at him and says, nah, man, I think I'll just chill out here. I got a bottle of water. And Steve Vai doesn't really say nothing. He just kind of stands there. And Yngwie goes, oh, okay, very well. And I was like, damn, dude. You know, so Yngwie's wanting to go party, man, like he's still 21 years old, you know. Come on, man. You got to set that stuff down after a while. Man, I got a cousin who's probably 3 or 4 years older than me, still living at home with his mom and daddy because he's too lazy to get a job. And he's supposedly claiming disability, you know. He's a joke. But anyway, so I thought that was funny. So, and then I noticed on that concert as well, on that DVD, that Satch and Vi are kind of over here playing, and Yngwie's over here by itself. I mean, don't get me wrong, he held his own. We all know that. Eventually, they all got together on the stage and were playing and all that stuff. But I thought it was kind of funny how it was kind of like Satch and Steve Vai were over here, and Yngwie's over here. I mean, the dude, he goes to play Voodoo Child, and he's doing all that crazy crap. When you don't do that on Voodoo Child, man. Oh, it's like he just showboats way too much, just overindulges, and it loses my interest. Let's look at some comments here. About 3 months back, Generation Axe tour. Okay, you're right. G3 in Denver, yeah. So that was really good, man. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I mean, when I was skeptical about getting it because I had Yngwie on it, and I was like, oh man. I mean, like I said, there's a couple of songs I like by Yngwie that I actually have downloaded on my MP3 library. I can't remember the name of the album. Was it Rising Force, where it's got him pointing the guitar at the dragon and the fire coming out? I think that's what it is. I have that album. There's a few songs on there that album that I really do like. There's 2 singers on that album. I swear there are 2 singers on that album. People say no. I say yeah. Because if you listen really hard, it's got that one guy. I can't remember his name. Oh, man. And the other song that I heard, it's Ronnie James Dio, man. It's Ronnie James Dio all day long. I heard that. I said, man, that is Dio, man. So I can't be 100% sure what the song is, though. I didn't know I was going to talk about this, but anyway, that's Ronnie James Dio, man. That is Ronnie James Dio. Let's see. David Allen Wright says, I never drank ever as a musician. Well, I mean, it's okay to have a drink, but I'm not going to do that before I play. And I'm really not going to do it after because I have to drive. But those guys don't have to drive nowhere. They got people driving them. But I don't. I don't know. I like to do my drinking at home, which that isn't much. I might have 2 or 3 on the weekend if we cook something on the grill. As far as that goes, I've never really been a big drinker at all. Never really cared about it. Trilogy, yes. Thank you, David Allen Wright. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name of it. Center says, yeah, Rising Force. To me, that was his only good one. Yeah, he had 1 or 2 good albums, man. And it just kind of, like I said, became real repetitive, in my opinion, anyway. Center says, other than Van Halen, what is your favorite 80s band? Oh, Lord mercy. Golly. Well, I'll be back later. Let's see. My favorite 80s bands, of course. Okay, Van Halen. See, man, I liked a lot of that stuff in the 80s because that was my era. Great White. Well, Great White was okay. I liked their first album. Poison, of course. Kicks. I like Kicks. Kicks was awesome. Dawkins. Satriani. Joe Satriani. I love Satch. My son is crazy about Chickenfoot, and they're okay. I'm glad to see them doing that kind of deal. But I don't know. Something about Chickenfoot just don't really do nothing for me. I don't know why. I don't know. I guess because I'm so used to the way it used to be. I don't know. I guess you got to roll with the changes, man. So let's see. What other 80s bands do I like? There was a bunch of 80s stuff that I liked that really wasn't rock and roll. It was kind of considered, I guess, pop and stuff like that. I love that stuff. This is going to sound crazy, but you remember that song by Till Tuesday, Voices Carry? I love that song. Sunglasses at Night by Corey Hart. I love that. I thought that was cool. Loverboy by Billy Ocean. I always liked that. Night Ranger was cool. Oh man, so you done got me started now. And the band Loverboy, they were awesome. Quiet Riot was okay. I had that album, Mental Health, and of course everybody did. But I remember that album had that little solo on there from the guitar player that had it replaced Randy Rhoads. I cannot remember his name. Anyway, it was called Battle Axe. That was the name of the guitar solo. I remember that now, and it was really cool, man. And I used to listen to that cassette album a little bit. Of course, Bang Your Head and Come On Feel the Noise. I heard that stuff so much, I was like, I don't even want to hear that no more. I got so tired of hearing that. Bon Jovi, I like Bon Jovi, but after hearing their songs 5 million times, I got burned out. No more Bon Jovi. If I hear Wanted Dead or Alive or Living on a Prayer, I'll go jump off the roof. I get so tired of hearing that stuff, man. There's a lot of other bands that I like. A whole lot of stuff like that, man. It was just different things. Things were different in the 80s. That was a big decade for music, whether people want to admit that or not. That is just the way it was. There's a lot of great music, you just go back and look at that catalog of songs that came out from all these different artists, even if they were just one-hit wonders, which there was a lot of those. There was a lot of those in the 80s. Jenny Jenny, by Tommy Two-Tone. That's an amazing song. Mr. Mister, they had some cool songs, Broken Wings. The Cars had some great songs. That was just good music, man. It was cool, it was great music. And then it's, as they say, nothing stays the same, and things change, and you start getting older. I think that happens to every generation. I know it happened with our parents, when they were younger. Things change, look what Elvis was doing toward the end of his career. He was still wearing those jumpsuits. That was his shtick, but he was kind of looking kind of silly in that stuff toward the end, God rest his soul. But yeah, I like all that stuff, man. I like all that stuff. Comments. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Billy Shelton. What's up, man? Um, I'm trying to figure out where all the comments went. Okay. Odyssey was one of my favorites. Joe Lynn Turner. Yeah, that's right. That's right, David. That's right. I like Faster Pussycat's first release. I never got into them. I never got into them too much. Let's see. Um, Nothing against them. I just didn't get into them. Let's see. David Allen Wright says, as a drummer, I was the biggest Rush fan. Had to learn all the albums, learn the drums, bass, guitar, keyboards. Rush was one, my first, Van Halen second, Journey third, then tons of bands. Never limit yourself. That's correct, man. That's awesome, man. Can I ask you a question? Why were you learning all those parts? Were you kind of doing it yourself, or were you in a band? Or it says you had to learn all the albums, the drums, bass, guitar, and keyboard. Why'd you have to learn every instrument, all the parts? I'm just curious. I don't know. Maybe you were making some kind of backing tracks or something. I don't know. Center says, in the 80s, though, I played a lot of metal and thrash metal with bands. My band name was Sin of 72. Okay. And Center also says, so for me, it was Exodus, Metallica, Slayer, and Anthrax. Okay, so I get you now, buddy. You're more of a hard metalcore kind of dude. I kind of figured that. That's cool, man. That's cool. Everybody's got what they like. I'll be totally honest with you. Never was a fan of those bands. It just wasn't for me. Doesn't mean that it's bad. It just wasn't my taste. But hey, those guys are doing something right because they made plenty of money, and Metallica is like the pinnacle of all that stuff. Wasn't it that what Dave Mustaine started off with Metallica, and something that they had a big falling out, and he got kicked out or left, and what's his name came in, Kirk Hammett, and they had this big rivalry or something like that, and then I guess what was it, a couple years ago they actually reunited on stage. It was like Metallica and Megadeth or something. It was like this big talk of the town in the guitar magazines and stuff, which I was glad to see that, and I thought that was cool, man. Because when when you're young and dumb, yeah, you can act like a badass and hold a grudge and all that. But when you get older, man, you got to let that shit go, man. That's just, I was glad to see him put that to rest. I think that was cool. Let's see. Comments. David Allen Wright says, I played 8 instruments and I had 5 bands in high school in the early to mid 80s. I played everything from bluegrass to thrash metal. Wow. Hey, man, I hear you, boy. That's awesome, David. Center says, yeah, man, but I do love Van Halen. And Center also says, yeah, Mustaine got left at a bus stop. He was a mean drunk. Oh, man. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wow. Man. Golly. Well, hell, they were all drinking back then, weren't they? I mean, they were all having their share of having all their share of all that stuff. But I guess apparently he was overindulging in his wines and spirits. Oh, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't really get into those guys, man. Excuse me, I'm gonna cut this stuff off here. I don't want to run my battery down. Yeah. So yeah, it was I don't know. I I couldn't really get into those guys too much. But you know, everybody likes what they like. Let's see here. Some more comments. Center says Dave kicked. Whoop, the thing just moved on me. Dave kicked James's dog, and that was the end of that. Oh no. Ain't nobody kicking my dog. If somebody kicks my dog, they're gonna get their ass kicked. That's all there is to it. You're not messing with my dog, or my animals, or my wife. That ain't happening. Don't put your hands on my stuff. It's not happening. So yeah, I'd kick his ass out too if he was doing that. Something. No, that ain't happening. Let's see. He lives in Franklin, Tennessee. I was at a guitar show here in Nashville back 15 years ago and met Wolf Hoffman. He lives in Franklin. Lived in Franklin for years. Guitars for Accept. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool, David. That was David Allen Wright that said that. That's awesome, man. Yeah, if anybody else is watching, if y'all want to join the chat box is open. Please feel free to join. We're just talking about guitars, music, just whatever for her, just for a little while, you know, just trying to have a good time, you know. So let's see. Sinner says, I think I got into the thrash metal due to being force-fed religion. Really? So it's kind of like a kind of a rebellious type thing. Is that what you're getting at? That's what I'm gathering. I could be totally wrong. I mean, it's none of my business, but I'm just asking. David Allen Wright says Dave Mustaine lived in Franklin, Tennessee. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that little house that Johnny Bean put on his when he popped that little video up, I guess a couple of weeks ago, the Metallica Mansion or whatever, that small house. That's pretty funny, pretty wild. Man, golly. Lord of mercy. I don't know what is going on here. Okay, guys, I got to go. My boss man's done called me. Now they're calling me again. So I got to see what's going on. There's something going on at work they're wanting to talk to me about. So I have no idea. So thank you for joining. Thank you very much. I don't want to stay on here a lot longer, but I need to call these guys back because that's got to do with my job, and I can't ignore them. So thank y'all very much for joining the show. Y'all be safe. Take care of each other. Be kind to each other. We'll talk to you next time. This is Joe for the Joe Wentz Project podcast. Talk to you later. Peace out.